Me.
Welcome back to Hofstra University. We're inside the spin room. Let's talk about what we can expect during tonight's town hall style debate. Joining me now, Ohio Senator Rob Portman, who has played the role of President Obama in debate preparation. Senator, thanks for being here.
Bret, great to be on with you again.
Well, first of all, let's talk about the debate preparations, your assessment, how they've been going, and what specifically have you been working on?
Well, they've gone well. Governor Romney's a good listener. He takes it seriously, as we saw in the first debate. It's all about him being Mitt, though. I mean, at the end of the day, he gets up there, he's alone on the stage. It doesn't matter how much preparation you've had, how many advisors, give you their suggestions. It's you and the other candidate. And what he did in that first debate was very simple. He was himself, both in terms of his personality and, his passion for trying to make America better, but second, his policy proposals. He was able to lay them out, without having a media filter, without having a TV ad run by the other side explain his proposals. He was able to do it on his own, and the American people saw that and have reacted well.
We talked after that first debate. You were surprised a little bit then about the president's performance, kind of lackluster in energy, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
So playing President Obama, getting ready for this second debate, town hall style. Did you pep up? What did you do? Were you more aggressive as President Obama?
Well, I think President Obama will come out swinging tonight. I think he'll be more aggressive. But frankly, as I look back at that debate, and I've looked at it a few times since, I don't think that was his problem. It wasn't just style, although it was lackluster. It was substance, because he didn't offer anything new for the next 4 years. And having played the role of Barack Obama now for several weeks, I frankly have been looking for what the substance is too. The only thing that really changes over the next 4 years is a promise to raise taxes on about 1 million small businesses, which the studies say will result in about 700,000 jobs being lost. So I think that's the bigger issue that he's got. He's got to run on his record. He doesn't seem to want to. That's not a style issue. It's a substance issue. And he doesn't have a new plan to go forward, whereas Mitt Romney does.
Can he be aggressive, do you think, in this format of a town hall? I mean, in you playing President Obama, and I assume you try to get the mannerisms and phrasing of how he would be.
Yeah.
Were you?
I think he'll try to be aggressive. As I said, I think he'll come out swinging. It is more difficult, and I think people want to be sure in the town hall setting they're not being used as props for a political attack. So there's certain limitations, but I think he's been told for the past 10 days, gosh, you got to be tougher, you got to come out swinging, so he'll probably do that. But ultimately, again, that's not his problem. His problem is that the record is tough to defend, and he doesn't have a positive agenda going forward.
All right, so talking about defending records, former President Bill Clinton is out with a new web video for the Obama campaign today, specifically on the issue of the Romney tax plan.
Yeah.
Take a listen.
Say, how are you going to pay for that? Well, we're going to pay for it by repealing all these tax exemptions, these loopholes. All the analysis shows if you get rid of all the home mortgage deduction and all the charitable deduction, you still won't close the debt hole. You won't be closed.
We simply cannot afford to give another round of tax cuts to people who got the benefit of the tax cuts and the economic growth of the last decade.
It's a pretty detailed video. He says you have to choose arithmetic over illusion and goes into this tax plan. How do you respond to that?
Well, look, Bill Clinton's a great communicator, no question about him, and I don't blame Barack Obama for using him, as he's doing consistently on the campaign trail, but he's flat wrong on substance. He just said the studies all show, absolutely not. There's one study that's a Democrat study that's a more
Tax Policy Center.
Tax Policy Center that uses assumptions that Mitt Romney does not use to say that somehow there's this, arithmetic problem. There are a half dozen other studies that have been done that show just the opposite. And in fact, in my own office, we did our own study in addition to that, just to look at all the issues here. As you know, I do a lot of work in tax reform. Absolutely, you can do this. In fact, it's exactly what the Simpson-Bowles Commission, which was a debt reduction commission that the president should have supported. What they said is you should lower tax rate and broaden the base of taxation. It's what was done in 1986 by Ronald Reagan and Tip O'Neill in a bipartisan way. It's what economists, right, left, or center, say we ought to do. They may have differences of opinion as to how exactly to do it, but they all believe that that will result in economic growth. That's why Mitt Romney doing that will create 7 million new jobs. It's a pro-growth policy.
Don't you think that they're making some headway in saying, well, what exactly are you going to take off the table? The mortgage deduction, the charitable deduction? What exactly?
They may be making some headway, Bret, because they're spending hundreds of millions of dollars on ads saying it, and they have been for months. But when Mitt Romney stands up there as he has and said, look, this thing is going to be deficit neutral and revenue neutral, and it can be, and all these studies have shown that. I've asked folks to check out the American Enterprise Institute study, or the studies you can find by going on mittromney.com. These are studies from Harvard and Princeton and other places. But second, what Mitt Romney can say is it creates jobs. It's pro-growth. And economists across the board agree that having a simpler tax code where, because you have simplification and you're getting rid of a lot of the underbrush that Washington puts into the code, business decisions will be made based on economic factors, not what Washington says. You will have economic growth that will result. And that's the key. This tax plan will actually create jobs and help move the country forward. And so Bill Clinton, again, great communicator, but he's just wrong that this can't be done. It can be done, and it must be done if we're going to get this country back on track.
Senator Portman, thanks for the time. I know they're going to still be calling for specifics tonight, and we'll see if your version of President Obama is the same version that's in this town hall. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, Bret. Great to be on with you again.
Okay. Next up, no grapevine tonight, so we can continue our coverage from here at Hofstra. We'll talk to the other side, Robert Gibbs of the Obama campaign, with his take on tonight's debate.